In the depths of our souls, where the darkness of confusion and the light of clarity often seem to wrestle, we yearn for guidance. It is here, in the midst of life's complexities, that our hearts cry out for wisdom, for a gentle breeze to soothe our turbulent emotions and illuminate the path forward. And so, we turn to the saints, those beacons of faith, who have trod the same earth we walk, and whose hearts have been refined in the fire of God's love. Among them stands a woman of extraordinary courage, a mystic, a doctor of the Church, and a patron of those seeking spiritual direction, Saint Teresa of Ávila. Imagine yourself lost in a labyrinth, where shadows obscure the way, and every step forward seems to lead you further into the darkness. The world outside seems to grow loud and distracting, while your inner voice whispers its doubts and fears. You try to focus on your breath, on the beauty of nature, on the kindness of others, but your mind keeps wandering, searching for answers to questions you're not even sure you've asked. You feel the weight of uncertainty pressing down upon you, making it hard to find the strength to take the next step. This is the experience of countless souls, a universal struggle to discern the divine will in the midst of life's chaos. Yet, in the midst of such turmoil, a glimmer of hope appears. It is the light of faith, a beacon that shines like a star in the darkness, guiding us toward the haven of peace and understanding. And it is here that Saint Teresa of Ávila comes to our aid, offering her wisdom, her compassion, and her unshakable trust in the goodness of God. Her life, marked by periods of profound darkness and intense spiritual struggles, became a testament to the transformative power of faith and the merciful love of God. Through her own struggles, she learned to pray, to listen, and to trust, and it is this same wisdom that she imparts to us, inviting us to embark on a journey of spiritual discovery, of illumination, and of transformation. In the following pages, we will delve into the heart of Saint Teresa's wisdom, exploring the mysteries of prayer, the nature of spiritual growth, and the secrets of trusting in God's loving guidance. We will reflect on the challenges of the spiritual life, the importance of perseverance, and the promise of transformation that awaits those who surrender to the will of God. As we walk this journey together, may the light of Saint Teresa's inspiration illuminate our path, may her words of wisdom guide us through the darkness, and may the love of God, which she experienced so deeply, become the source of our strength, our comfort, and our peace. Join me, and let us embark on this spiritual pilgrimage, seeking the light, the clarity, and the peace that can only be found in the depths of our souls, in the presence of the one who loves us more than we can ever imagine. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of prayer, we find ourselves at the threshold of a profound truth. The inner life of the soul is akin to a garden, where seeds of faith are sown and nurtured in the rich soil of contemplation. The gentle showers of God's grace bring forth blooms of understanding, while the warm rays of His love illuminate the path ahead. However, like any garden, our souls require careful tending, lest the weeds of doubt and fear choke out the tender shoots of faith. It is here that Saint Teresa's wisdom shines a light on the importance of cultivating a habit of prayer, that we might tend the garden of our souls with the gentle yet firm touch of a loving gardener. Consider the image of a painter at work. With each stroke of the brush, a masterpiece unfolds, a tapestry of colors and textures that evoke emotions and inspire the soul. Similarly, our prayers are like brushstrokes on the canvas of our lives, filling in the blank spaces of our experiences with the vibrant hues of faith. However, just as a painter must step back from the canvas to evaluate their work, so too must we take time to reflect on the fruit of our prayers. Do we see the outlines of a masterpiece emerging, or do we find ourselves lost in the chaos of our own thoughts and emotions? By taking a step back, we can discern the areas where our prayers are flourishing and those where they require more attention. Now, consider how this applies when you face a situation that seems to be beyond your control. Perhaps it's a health issue, a relationship problem, or a financial concern. In the midst of such turmoil, the temptation to despair can be overwhelming. Yet, it is precisely in these moments that we must dig deep into the garden of our souls, cultivating the soil of our faith and trust in God's goodness. We must learn to pray not just for an outcome, but for the strength to endure, for the courage to trust, and for the wisdom to see the bigger picture. By doing so, we begin to realize that even in the midst of chaos, there is a hidden order at work, a divine plan unfolding like a masterpiece on the canvas of our lives. Another crucial layer of Saint Teresa's wisdom lies in her emphasis on the importance of spiritual direction. Just as a skilled gardener requires expert guidance to prune and cultivate their plants, so too do we need the guidance of a wise spiritual director to help us navigate the complexities of our inner lives. By sharing our struggles and fears with a trusted advisor, we gain a fresh perspective on our situation and a deeper understanding of God's will for our lives. This, in turn, enables us to tend the garden of our souls with greater confidence and precision, allowing us to bloom in the midst of adversity like a rose in full bloom. In this way, we come to realize that the art of prayer is not just about speaking to God, but also about listening to Him. It's about creating a space in our souls where we can hear the gentle whispers of His love, where we can feel the warmth of His presence, and where we can behold the beauty of His creation. By cultivating this habit of listening, we begin to discern the subtle voice of God within us, guiding us towards the path of righteousness and illuminating the darkness with the light of His truth. And it is here, in this sacred space of listening, that we discover the true essence of prayer, a union with God that transcends words and thoughts, a union that speaks directly to the heart. As we stand at the threshold of our spiritual journey, the threads of contemplation, prayer, and trust begin to weave together into a rich tapestry of understanding. The garden of our souls, once a barren landscape of doubt and fear, now bursts forth with vibrant blooms of faith and hope. The painter's brushstrokes of prayer, once hesitant and unsure, now dance across the canvas of our lives with bold strokes of confidence and conviction. In the midst of this transformation, we come to realize that the true essence of prayer lies not in the words we speak, but in the depths of our being that we allow to be touched by God's loving presence. It is in this sacred space of silence that we discover the language of the heart, a language that transcends the limitations of words and thoughts to speak directly to the soul. As we listen to the whispers of God's love, we begin to discern the subtle rhythms of our own hearts, beating in harmony with the divine. Reflecting on this journey so far, we see that the practice of prayer has become not just a means of seeking answers, but a way of being present to the mystery of God's will. We have come to understand that the darkness of our souls is not an obstacle to be overcome, but a terrain to be explored, a landscape of shadow and light that offers us a glimpse of the divine. As we pivot towards the final reflection, we are reminded that the path forward is not a destination, but a journey of discovery, a pilgrimage of the heart that requires us to stay attuned to the whispers of God's love. In the midst of this journey, we are not alone. We are accompanied by the saints, who have walked the same path and have left us a legacy of wisdom and guidance. We are accompanied by the community of believers, who offer us support and encouragement as we navigate the twists and turns of our spiritual lives. And we are accompanied by the divine presence itself, which guides us with a gentle hand and whispers words of comfort and reassurance in our ears. As we draw near to the conclusion of this spiritual journey, we are reminded that the true goal of prayer is not to achieve a specific outcome, but to cultivate a deep and abiding relationship with God. It is a relationship that is marked by trust, by hope, and by a deep sense of belonging. It is a relationship that is forged in the fire of prayer, and that is strengthened by the practice of contemplation, the sacraments, and the guidance of the Church. In light of these insights, the path forward becomes clearer. We see that the practice of prayer is not just a means of spiritual growth, but a way of living, a way of being present to the world around us with compassion, with empathy, and with a deep sense of connection to the divine. We see that the darkness of our souls is not an obstacle to be overcome, but a terrain to be explored, a landscape of shadow and light that offers us a glimpse of the divine. As we prepare to conclude this journey, we are reminded that the true essence of prayer lies not in the words we speak, but in the depths of our being that we allow to be touched by God's loving presence. As we conclude this journey of spiritual exploration, we are left with a profound sense of awe and wonder at the mysteries of the human heart. We have delved into the depths of our souls, where the darkness of uncertainty and the light of faith intersect, and we have discovered the profound impact of prayer on our lives. Through the wisdom of Saint Teresa of Ávila, we have come to understand that the true essence of prayer lies not in the words we speak, but in the depths of our being that we allow to be touched by God's loving presence. In the quiet moments of contemplation, we begin to see that our lives are not just a series of unrelated events, but a tapestry of interconnected moments, woven together by the thread of God's love. We come to realize that every experience, every struggle, and every triumph is an opportunity for growth, for transformation, and for deepening our relationship with the divine. As we surrender to the will of God, we begin to see that our lives are not our own, but a sacred trust, a gift to be cherished and nurtured with care and devotion. In the midst of this transformation, we are called to embark on a journey of ongoing growth, of deepening our roots in the soil of faith, and of reaching for the heights of spiritual maturity. We are called to cultivate a habit of prayer that is not just a means of seeking answers, but a way of being present to the mystery of God's will. We are called to listen to the whispers of God's love, to trust in the goodness of God, and to surrender to the guidance of the Holy Spirit. As we prepare to embark on this journey, we are reminded that the true practice of prayer is not a destination, but a way of living. It is a way of being present to the world around us, with compassion, with empathy, and with a deep sense of connection to the divine. It is a way of living that is marked by trust, by hope, and by a deep sense of belonging to something greater than ourselves. And it is here, in this sacred space of prayer, that we discover the true meaning of our lives and the purpose for which we were created. The true practice begins now, in the quiet moments of contemplation, in the stillness of the night, and in the silence of the heart. It begins in the midst of chaos, in the midst of uncertainty, and in the midst of doubt. It begins when we surrender to the will of God, when we trust in the goodness of God, and when we listen to the whispers of God's love. And it is here, in this sacred space of prayer, that we discover the true essence of our lives and the purpose for which we were created.